guys, and then we'll get started. Hey, Romy. Hey, Itai. Hey, Bayla. How are we, guys?
Good.
Hey, Paul. We're doing well, thank you.
Great, great, great. I thought it would be an opportune time to jump on a quick call and discuss the last 12 weeks that we've had together because it's been a hell of a journey and we've been able to accomplish so much. Looking back in the rearview mirror, but also looking further ahead, we've got so much to do. But at the same time, staying present and being able to appreciate and understand where we're at. So I thought I'd start with first. I'd love you guys to introduce yourselves and let us know where you were at before you embarked on the Hero program. Why don't you start, Itai?
Yeah, sure. So, look, before going into the Hero program, I look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I was overweight. I was 99.5 kilos. Um, but I've also bounced up and down in the past. I've lost 10 kilos before, put it back on, but almost consistently. My biggest issue is that I've been like I'm just a bad snacker. I don't have good healthy habits. And even when I did like previous diets in my own or exercise, it was like a snap diet, like crazy, not sustainable, whatever. And I'd hit my goal, but as soon as I stopped the diet, it just straight back up again. So um I've been wanting to get to a point where um I I can shave off the weight and lose the weight, but through a lifestyle change rather than just another diet. And so before this, I knew I needed a lifestyle change. Romy as well knew that I needed a lifestyle change, but we both did because I ate on average probably 2 or 3 packets of chips a week, and I don't mean like I mean a bag of chips a week. We had drawers full of chocolates and sweets and all sorts of crap, and yeah, we just snacked a lot. And like meals weren't too unhealthy, but they weren't amazing either.
Yeah, got it. Um, Romy, why don't you tell us a little bit about what kind of the impetus was for you to begin as well?
For me, it was all about energy. Although I'm a very active person and I like, walking and keeping busy. For me, it was very much about having. I had so much energy during the day for the 2 girls, but come to the end of the day, I was exhausted. And just having that extra energy to get things done and not want to just veg out and be on the couch. And that was kind of, and that was kind of my thing, to spend more quality time with Itai. That's not just kid-centered, and to make sure that I guess I'm adapting a healthier lifestyle for my girls, but also I remember going to a friend's house recently and talking about my evenings, and we usually sit on the couch and we eat a lot of stuff, and they kept on saying, how can you actually eat that much without feeling sick? And the fact that I'd have all this sugar and feel fine afterwards, I was like, okay, that's obviously not right. If everybody else is feeling like they have a stomach ache when they wake up after eating so much junk food, so should I. So it made me realize I've just adapted this unhealthy lifestyle for way too long that it's actually stopped affecting me, and it's not going to be good for me in the long term.
It's like that. That's a bit of a wake up call. It's kind of like when somebody who drinks alcohol excessively every night wakes up and it's like having a headache from alcohol becomes the new normal, and you don't realize that the benchmark has just shifted and changed. And it seems like that was kind of the case for you. So that's good that you acknowledge that. And I feel like so many people come into the Hero program to change body composition. Whilst that might have been like an aspect for you, it definitely wasn't the main driving force. It was that energy, it was that vibrancy, it was that something that you needed, the intangible, but the aspect that you needed to be able to feel every day. That energy level. Obviously, that was something that you were looking to experience as well in a big way, Ty. but you had that more prominent kind of, weight thing and burden hanging over your head that you wanted to really, really nail. But it's also great to be able to have both of these things working in tandem.
Yeah, 100%. And the other thing, I mean, in terms of, the hero program is, as you can see there, Romy's busy wrangling 2 kids. We needed something that would work around our lifestyle. The previous time that I went through this was just before my wedding, and like I was in gym a few times a week. I was dieting. I could not do that with kids. I needed something like I need something to change, but I needed something that fit within our family lifestyle.
And I think and we're going to transition now, and I'd love to speak to a little bit of what your experience has been like over the last 12 weeks in the Hero program. But I think it's safe to say that what is required to be able to make significant change over a 12-week period that we've experienced doesn't require as much as what people might think when it comes to, a daily investment of time. It really is just a matter of making small tweaks, but consistently over a period of time that can actually make a profound effect, because there's the law of compound interest that can just build one on top of the other. So I'd love for you guys to speak a little bit about what your personal experiences have been in the Hero program, and like what changes you've found in your lives.
Give me 1 second. I've got to charge the computer. So try you that.
Sure.
Yeah, look, I think, well, I mean, to your point in the time thing, look, time is always an issue for us. We're not just like we've got our family, but Romy and I are also in general very busy bodies, always got projects going on or just something planned. Like there's always something. And we've got very energetic little kids. So that we're just always in the move. So the Hero program gives you the opportunity to work out for 7 days a week, for example, but we just don't. Like we don't have, like it's really hard for us to find that time. So we do 3, sometimes 4 days a week of like the exercise program, which doesn't take a lot of time, right? It's like 20-25 minutes. It's not like I'm exercising for an hour, 2 hours a day. But what's more important, I think, is like the advice that you give and the things that you say throughout the program. So, like just something simple, like just being a bit more active and getting your steps up rather than, you take a walking meeting, or, instead of taking the bus to save 10 minutes, take a 20-minute walk or whatever it was, those kind of things. But the most like profound change, I mean, in my case, has obviously been the lifestyle diet perspective. You guiding us along the way of what's okay to eat, what's not okay, but also within a realistic realm, going, so you cheated, whatever, it's fine, you cheat, everyone's going to cheat, move on, and just be mindful. And I mean, I think the biggest thing that's probably, and I probably could speak for me too, yeah, is that we message you every single lunch or dinner, which sounds like a burden, but it's not, because we just take a photo and send it, and we don't describe it or anything. We just take a photo and send. And there's been times where Romy and I have gone, maybe we shouldn't. Paul wouldn't like that, and that's sort of just that's reframing our mind, but at the same time, that accountability is there in the beginning to help you start, and it's reframed up. So now, even if we're not going to send it to you, we still go, we probably shouldn't. Paul wouldn't like that. It's like one of the WWPD. What would Paul do? Mentality. And I think
WPD, I like that.
that's been like the most profound change, and that wasn't a time commitment. It was barely even a mental commitment. It's just going, yeah, no, this is obviously like if I'm double thinking, if I'm questioning my meal choice, then it's pretty obvious. If you I fly recreationally, and one of the biggest things with flying is safety. And so a phrase that I came up with just for myself is, when in doubt, there is no doubt, just don't. Right? Like it's just, if you're not sure, just don't. So if I look at the weather and I go, maybe I should fly, maybe I shouldn't, the answer is I shouldn't, because if I'm saying maybe, it's the same thing with the food. Like I mean, when I make a conscious choice to have something I shouldn't, that's different.
Mm-hmm.
But when I go, "Oh, I wonder if that meal's okay. I'm not sure. I just go, oh, it's probably not then. Like it's take that approach. And I think that's the biggest takeaway.
Yeah, love that. And the repercussions obviously of having an Indian meal or something like that are not going to be as dire as hampered weather conditions on a small plane. But I love the premise, and also it lends itself to also understanding, and this is kind of understanding that you can in the world of nutrition and exercise, you can have a treat meal every now and again, and life will continue to go on. The challenge becomes resolving in your own mind that you've had it, it's done, it's a cancelled check, it's in the past. You continue on in the future, and you continue that kind of momentum, that positive momentum, as opposed to getting stuck in the negative momentum, because momentum is a powerful thing, whether it's negative or positive. Romy, tell me a little bit about what your experience has been of the Hero program.
Something I forgot to mention earlier was one of our biggest problems is we're both night owls, which obviously doesn't help with the fact we've got two young kids. The youngest waking up every now and again. So, go to bed late, and then we wake up exhausted because we've been woken up a couple of times. And something I have really enjoyed, and as you said, you don't do it every day religiously, but we've definitely been doing it a lot more, is, switching our phones off. Switching our phones off at a certain time and hopping, going to bed together, having a bit of a chat at the end of the day, rather than kind of just, doing our own thing, but also like one of us staying up later than the other, not having that connection time at the end of the day, but also not like always waking up tired. And then, one of us needs to sleep in on a weekend because, we're tired. So now we go to bed together, we wake up together, not 100% of the time, but a lot more than we ever did. And then I also feel like because of that, I feel like the program's been good because it's something we've done together. And it's, given us that more, we were looking for something we could do together. That wasn't just, being at home doing, okay, the kids are down, let's do the housework, let's, watch a show. And it's something that actually I think has brought us closer together a little bit. I've completely changed my lifestyle. Yes, I will go. The other night I went out and I was offered some sweets, and I had one, but I'd usually have 5, 6, 7, 8, like half a packet of something. And it wasn't like, okay, I'll have one and then, okay, I'm just going to leave it there and I won't have it. I had one or two, I think it was, and put it away. And that was it. I didn't feel the craving. And then when I did want something, I got up and got some watermelon. And that for me is a huge lifestyle change. A bit of background: when we were kids, we weren't allowed sugar. So I kind of rebelled and I've moved out of home. I can have all the sugar I want. And it's been like that for a good 15 or so years. And it's like a 15-year-old habit I've been trying to kick, but I've managed to do it. In a second. So I think that for me is, although I have struggled and all, we got sick and we went camping and it was, there's been times where we have not been able to keep it up. We still try what Itai was saying, like, okay, we might not get the exercise that day, but we'll do a 20-minute walk or we'll do a 40-minute bike ride. So at least we're moving as well.
It's amazing. And, you're talking about the enormous effects that you've experienced that aren't surface level. They're like ingrained now in your new identity. After 12 weeks of experiencing this hero program, you're now a person that makes different decisions in social scenarios. When you're offered a sweet, you now have a different disposition when it comes to saying, yes, I can have one or two, as opposed to having 9 or 10. And that's everything, because having 1 or 2, in my mind, is a more effective way of living your life than having none. Because if you were to be on the none train, then I can't necessarily see that being a long-term resolution. I can see one or two being a long-term resolution.
And that's the thing, like, you know, it's also a social thing. Like I went out the other day and everyone was having a drink, and I was like, well, I do want to drink, and I'm not going to just sit there and have water, but I also know it's one drink, or they have a dessert, and I might share the dessert rather than having my own dessert. And it's all about, you know, at the very beginning, like what Itai was saying, it's, oh my God, what will Paul do? And feeling really guilty. But now, and like, that's, you know, a couple of weeks in now, 3 months in, I know what I can do. I know, okay, I didn't feel bad about those treats that I had the other day, because I knew I haven't done it in like 6 weeks, or I have, you know, I could have polished off, you know, got on my way home from work. I can pick up a bag of sweets and just leave it in, you know, in the glove box for the next day. And that's like, you know, it's my thing. And now I'm changing it all around. I've been having a lot more. I mean, I love fruit and veg anyways, but I've been using them in different ways, which has been good too.
It's so cool. It's fantastic. And you know, these are the things that, like I said, the intangibles, the things that have become part of your new identity. I wouldn't mind touching on really briefly the more tangible aspects of you know, what you guys have been able to achieve. Itai, like you've I know we're not at the ultimate destination yet, but why don't you take us through and once again, I do want to emphasize that weight is a form of measurement and progress. It is not the sole form of measurement and progress, but it is a really, really great tangible aspect. So why don't you take us through your weight journey over the last 12 weeks?
Yeah, that's right. Look,
Can I show the photo?
What was that, right?
Can I show the photo?
Well, let me maybe just reply. So yeah, like for me, you're right. Weight isn't the only, it's definitely not the only thing. I think for me, it was also about just, it was a mental piece as well. But obviously, weight is a physical, visual, tangible thing that you can see, you can count, you can measure. Obviously, not done right, it's not a healthy thing to lose, for example. But as I said before, I was 99.5, technically speaking, obese in the scale. And that, you know, like everyone would say, you're not obese. You know, people, when people think of obese, you think of really large people. But hey, there's a BMI, which obviously isn't the most effective method, but it technically speaking per that, I was obese. Now, I also just was not comfortable. 99.5 was not my highest. My highest was early in the year where I hit 102, and I was quite happy to get back below the 100 mark. But I just, obviously I didn't want to be there. And you know, I've set myself my goal is quite ambitious. I think the last time my goal is to hit 80 or lower, or actually to hit into the 70s, so 79, right? Like that's my real goal. But that is very ambitious. I think the last time for me, but doesn't mean it's not achievable. I think the last time I was there was when I was 17 or 18. So pretty much 18 years ago. And I want to get back there, but I'm really proud of where I've gotten to today, which is I've lost. So I started off the day that I started this program, I measured 99.5. Today I measured 88.5. So that's a full 11 kilograms lost in 3 months. Now my goal is to lose the other 9.5 by roughly August, which gives me another 4 or 5 months, and I think that's achievable. And especially, I think that, you know, I talk about this. I kind of want to restate that I didn't go on a crazy fad diet. Still been cooking food at home. I make conscious choices. So we'll have tacos, but instead of just any wrap, I'll go and I'll find the wholemeal or whole grain wraps. I still have sandwiches, but I use whole grain bread or even seeded or, you know, like oat bread or whatever those things are. Like just the healthier option. I use an app. Everything I buy, I scan in an app. This app gives me a particular score. If it's not green in the app, which is I think a score about 50 out of 100 for various reasons, I pretty much don't buy it unless I have to buy it, right? Like, so even with snacking, I still snack. I'm not going to be unrealistic and say I can't snack or won't snack. I try and cut off the snacks by a certain time, you know, based on the 12 to 8 thing. I'm more like a 12 to 9 kind of guy just because of getting the kids down first. But But I still snack. But instead of buying a packet of Cheezels, I buy cauliflower chips, which sound horrendous, but they're amazing.
Yeah, they sure are. They're delicious. And, you've been able to achieve so much already. And like, to me, these strategies that we're implementing into your daily lives now, these are tools and strategies that you're going to be able to, that's going to be able to serve you forever now. It's turning what was unconscious eating, this loop of unconscious eating, snacking in front of the TV, once the kids have gone to bed, like just to give you guys like a little bit of a contrast, this unconscious endless snacking that you guys were experiencing before the 12 weeks, and now every time you go to the supermarket, you use an app and you enter the foods that you want to purchase into an app, because you're so conscious of what it is that you're eating. So you get an understanding of what is going to serve me, what is not going to serve me. So that's just a massive, massive shift when it comes to your mindset and the nutrition. So congrats on that. And the last thing I want to ask you is what would you say to someone who was considering, doing the Hero program, and they're kind of like, do I, don't I, do I, don't I? What would be your first thoughts about that?
I think the first thing I'd say is when you're considering, it's the exact opposite of when in doubt, don't, because that when in doubt, don't is if you're not sure if something is not good for you. But if the opposite is true, if you're not sure if something is good for you, it's theoretically good, but you're not sure if it's for you, give it a shot. The worst, in the absolute worst case scenario, the program doesn't work for you after a few weeks. I don't think, Paul, we were ever contracted to keep using it. We could have just said no, but we chose to
No
keep
way.
using it because we enjoy it. But if you're not sure, give it a shot, give it a trial run. If you don't like it, it's not for you. But if you do like it, it's going to be a monumental change in a good way for you.
Well, that's the thing as well. Like, okay, yes, it costs money, and yes, okay, you're running around, you've got kids at home, you're going to work and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's a 3-month program that will hopefully help benefit the rest of your life. And yes, will we keep up everything that the Hero program, told us to do? Probably not, but that's also not like realistic for us. Like, we changed there was like 6 or 7 things for us to do: the exercise, the nutrition, the intermittent fasting, and everything else. But the foundations of what that set up for us, and the mindset we're going into every morning and every evening, and all the food we eat, that's definitely going to stick with us. And in 5-6 years time, okay, crunchy, not a crunchy. Yeah. What was it? WWPD or something? What would Paul do?
WWPD. WWPD. That's like my new tagline, baby. I love it.
Yeah, that's right. And the other thing I would just, to answer your question, Paul, is say, if you are, shouldn't I, consider what are your alternatives? Are you going to use, if it's a budgetary perspective, are you going to use just an app that you've got no one to speak to? And, that might work for you, but if you're already looking at this program, you've already made a conscious, I had the lights cut off. Need to move. There we go. You've already made a conscious effort to do something about it. Give it a shot already, because you're already at this point. You've already found this video to begin with.
Yeah.
So you're already making the conscious effort there. Yeah.
And these are, go on, Romy. Sorry.
Well, like what I was saying to Paul earlier, I don't think we recorded it, was yes, it's hard with kids, but the amount of times that we're exercising in the morning, the amount of times we're exercising, and this one is exercising with us, or she's sitting on us while I'm holding our legs up and down, or she's asking to exercise, or she's always, Paul, coming over, I want to exercise with Paul. Like the discussions that go around healthy eating and exercise at home is something she'll remember as well. Like, mummy and daddy are exercising together.
Yeah.
And I think that's also extremely important, having little kids at home.
Or the fact that she's identified that exercise is such a good thing that when we catch her doing something she shouldn't be, and we say, Bayla, she goes, I'm just exercising, even if it's got nothing to do with exercise. She was playing with like the cord of a blind the other day. I went, Bayla, you can't use that. No, but I'm exercising.
She's already working it. I love that.
Speaking of which, Paul, do you have a question for her? She wants to talk.
Bayla, do you like it when mummy and daddy do exercise?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you like about them doing exercise?
Yeah. You coming over.
You like me coming over. Well, I like coming over too, Bayla. Do you like doing exercises with mummy and daddy?
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of exercises do? You want to show us?
Yeah.
Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. You can say.
Oh, look at that. And I got to tell you guys, that is like what you just touched on there and what Baylor's doing there is like, for me, the number one most impactful thing that you guys could possibly do, not just for yourselves, but like you're creating like a shift in culture in your entire household. And it's a generational shift as well. Like you're exposing your kids to something that is so healthy and so incredibly powerful day in, day out. And they don't even like it's just a part of now who they are. And that's all thanks to you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. And also as a bonus, if you have kids, you don't necessarily need to buy any weights. Hold them by their ankles upside down. They love it, and it's a good tricep workout.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's one of Baylor's. You've seen that, Paul, but it's one of Baylor's favorites.
It's a
Or
great
even
one.
just when you're doing planking or push-ups, they love riding on your back.
They sure do. Fantastic. Look, guys, thank you so much for taking the time. I know you guys, we're all very busy living parent lives, but I wanted to thank you guys. And also I wanted you to like just little mantra, understanding that we're going to embrace the plateau because at some stage, like, you know, you guys have had such incredible, profound shifts and powerful results over these first 12 weeks. There'll be a time where a plateau will come into place, but understanding that we're process oriented and the healthy aspect is what it is we do, not the scales, not the number on the scales, because the scales will come with long-term and continuous devotion to the process, but embracing the plateau and then understanding that we've got some levers to pull next time that plateau does come. It's such a powerful thing to just know that plateaus are there, not to get dissuaded by it because it's easy to do something, but it's just as easy not to do something. So might as well do it. Thanks again, guys. You guys are legends and you guys are inspirations. Last thing I want to say is the first 2 days that you guys jumped on the Hero program, I got a photo of you guys printing out all of the material from the educational portal and putting it up on your wall. And I was like, these guys mean business. These guys are onto it.
Would you like to see it?
Yes, I want to see it. I want the world to see it. And these are the actions. They might appear to be small, but these are the actions that make, like they give you a signal. Look at that. This is that's Wolverine.
Yeah.
To the right, that's they're laminated even, guys. They're laminated. These are all the Hero kind of check off lists that we've created, and these are small indicators, but it's indicators to mean that these guys mean business and they wanted to take action, and the proof is in the pudding now 12 weeks later. So well done.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
Excellent work, guys. Thank you.